how did you get into this? Like you just didn't go on Facebook one day and make a fake account and started messaging grown-ass men. Like there is something that happened that made you do this, right?
Oh, I'm actually 15. If you guys didn't notice, I'm actually 15. No, I'm kidding. No. It kind of like it's always just been something that I've kind of always wanted to do low key. I used to love Chris Hansen, To Catch a Predator.
That's just gnarly.
Yeah, that was my shit when I was a kid. I'm just like, oh my god, these people want to have like sex with like underage children, like, and I'm underage children, So like, I was just kind of like invested in that, and then like there's a bunch of other people that inspired me. One of them was Anxiety War. He hunts predators in Michigan, and he actually confronts them. And it was still like, that'd be cool. That'd be something cool to do. But it's just like it seems like such an investment. And then next thing you know, the lockdown started, 2020, and there's people are just just everywhere with like their opinions on Facebook, and then like QAnon came up and saying, like, it kind of started off very politically biased, saying Trump is saving the children from like these like pedophiles, these Democrats that want to eat them for all this like conspiracy type stuff. So as a 13 to 15-year-old girl, like I put out a couple of decoy accounts. I joined a bunch of like QAnon and right-wing conservative groups, and it's funny because like the first child predator that I caught, he was actually an admin off of like a Blue Lives Matter group. That group only had like 700 members in it, and he was like the main admin. He's the one that created it. And he ended up falling for my 16-year-old decoy. And I don't pose as a 16-year-old anymore just because of like these laws of consent. But he ended up like, just like sending so much shit to her, And I'm like, I just wanted to infiltrate these groups, But I'm just like, oh my god, it's like, I think I'm actually onto something right here, And I ended up exposing him. It kind of like, it didn't even gain any traction, but I'm just like, dude, like I kind of want to do this again. And I kept the ball rolling. All these, like the first couple of predators that like I got, I was such an amateur about it. I would kind of like flirt with them back. Now I don't. Like I like just like observing, like I like watching them dig their own grave. But yeah, and it's funny because like I said, it was off of Blue Lives Matter group, and now like I work with police officers, I work at law enforcement and shit. So it's just like, it was so politically biased, and now it's just like I just join every type of like niche like type Facebook group, like it's mainly political though. Like I joined a bunch of like left wings and just right-wing groups and all these like extremist type stuff, but and I'm trying not to be politically biased, but a lot of these child predators, and I think it's just because it's Facebook and a bunch of boomers use that app. I've just been getting Trump supporters and conservatives, and it's just like, and I'm trying not to be I'm trying not to be politically biased, because like if I do get someone that's like like supports Bernie and stuff, I'm gonna treat them the same way.
Yeah.
If they're a Biden supporter, I'm going to treat them the same way. They're gonna get the same treatment. But I'm waiting for that day, and it's just like, maybe, like I said, try not to be politically biased, but maybe they're just like more cautious, maybe smarter, cautious, I don't know. But when that does happen, it's gonna go down for them the same way that happens with these child predators. But now, like I said, I don't like it. all these child predators that I get, you know, it's just I don't really give a shit what they like think politically. I just roll along with it. I'm like, oh yeah, I definitely agree, you know. But that's basically how it started. That's the origin. It's just me infiltrating these right-wing groups.
You went into like a QAnon group posing to be a child pretty much, and then you kind of like, they messaged you first?
Yeah, they messaged me first, and that's when I was just like, because I messaged one person first and I just felt kind of like dirty. I'm just like, oh, I feel like I'm setting him up, like it just, I just felt like shit, you know. I'm just like, you know what, fuck this, I'm gonna like just block this guy, and I'm gonna let someone else, like, you know, just start talking to my decoy account. And so, like, you know, like when they start talking to me, I'm just like, cool, you know, like I don't like, and you know, like even if a child messages you, it's just like, dude, you know, like don't message them back, you know. But where was I going with this? I'm off on tangents right now, but
You're good.
like I never, like nowadays I let them dig their own grave. I don't really flirt back. I'm not like, daddy, give me your cummies, you know. But I'm just like, I just do that. It's funny with the QAnon group, like that's where I caught my first 3 predators, and they're all about like hashtag save the children. That's why I used to, when my first 2 predators that I've exposed, I just put like when I exposed them, before Facebook censored hashtag save the children, I would hashtag it. But then I realized, I'm just like, dude, these are the same people that are hashtagging save the children. So it's just like, kind of felt detrimental. And I don't know, I'm not really about that save the children movement, because it's very politically biased. Like I said, it's just they think that these Democrats are, you know, eating children for their, what's that?
Adrenochrome.
Yeah. I don't know. that's the origin.
So, how long have you been doing this for?
The first predator that I've exposed was, I think, August 15th. And when I first started doing this, it was around, it was mid-July. I actually still have that count up, but I'm not gonna talk about it. It's just almost a year, or a little bit more than a year, and I'm not gonna stop. Like I have enough child predators to the point where I could expose a child predator every week for the rest of the year.
Nice.
Yeah, and I think it's gonna get even worse, just because like I keep on making decoy accounts, and like you said, like we were talking about this earlier in the intermission, of how like when you saw my Instagram stories, my 13-year-old decoy, you saw all those friend requests. It's like I was scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. It just kept on going on and on and on. And yeah, you know, some of them are bots. Some of them are just, you know, like spam accounts. That's why I have to weed those out. And it's kind of a tedious process. It's just like I have to look through every account.
Why not just add them all, get a plethora of messages, and just like see what happens? Because
I would lose track of the child predators that I'm actually like kind of invested on. Like I do have a list, but it's just like it's so crammed that like I don't have enough time. Like sometimes I let these I let a lot of like my friend requests just marinate till like, you know, like once I don't have enough child predators that I'm talking to, or once I'm done talking to the ones that are like, you know, on backlog, I'm just like, you know, I'm gonna add a couple of people that I think are predators and shit, you know. Not that I think, but can be suspected predators. I used to kind of judge people when I first started doing this. I would look at their profile pic and I'd be like, oh, that dude definitely looks like a pedo. But now it's just like, you know, these predators can be anyone, you know. They could be your local fireman. It could be like your teacher, your fucking grandpa, your uncle, your cousin, your dad. And it's just like, I don't really judge on how they look anymore. It's just like, I just want to make sure they're real accounts.